Sonny, Joey, 500. Got some goats in the building.
Get ready for a shakedown.
Prepare for a shakedown. We from Philly where they clap like huddles when they break down. Get ready for a shakedown. We underdogs, my guy. Kinda used to all the hate now. Prepare for it, man. Y'all get it. My QB got swag. My wideout is award winning. His fly was fly. Joey and 500. Like and subscribe. Yeah. Here's a quote you can sing back. Shake squad up and don't be a dingbat. It's a shakedown.
Don't you frown.
It's
Here
a
comes
shakedown.
the shakedown.
Let's go.
We are back, baby. We are back. Welcome to the Philly Shakedown podcast. All new season. Training camp is underway. Joeyshakes, what is happening, my man?
It's been a while. It's been a long time. First
Ooh,
episode of
it's
the
been a
new
long
season is here. And we got
It
stuff
feels
to
like
talk
it's
about.
been a whole nother entire off season, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Like
Yeah.
if I went to Britain and I would have come back, I would have had an English accent by now. It seems like it was that long. A little chop. But no,
Yeah.
we're back, baby. Eagles are underway. We're at camp. More of the pads come on. Man, we got a lot to talk about.
Appreciate it.
Clark, thank you for that super chat, my man. He goes, let's go. Fly Eagles fly. Campbell, defensive rookie of the year. Yeah, we're going to talk a lot about Campbell because there's a lot of things to say about him. But what is going on, everybody in the chat? Thank you guys so much for being here. Everybody from Discord, thank you for being here. Jaden, what's up? Logan Motorsports, Philly Gridiron, what is up? Mr. 1340, Richard Kane, Jonas, Alfredo. I think I said Philly Gridiron. Richard Kane, Killer Ghost, SB Birds fan. What's happening? Lacey for Sea Biscuit. What's up? Thank you, everybody. Barbie the Princess Doll of YouTube. Thank you so much for being here. Richard, what's going on? Nick, and anybody that I missed, I apologize. Clark, Philly fan 757, Splendid Twits. What's up? Thank you guys for being here. And Dre Diesel, man, thank you so much for the super chat. Hell yeah, boys, it's time. We back. Damn, it feels good. It feels good, man. And Thursday, we've got football game on. It may be boring, but Eric Allen is going into the Hall of Fame. So I'm very, very happy about that.
Big day.
Big Dom, thank you for the super chat. Breaking mother humping news. Left tackle Guyton. Oh, really? Guyton ACL. Oh,
Or his ACL, yeah.
Really? I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
Damn. That's Cowboys.
There's
already Mark Holmes' excuses already setting in. It's already an excuse now.
Yeah, they had
Whole
another
season.
offensive lineman broke his I think collar. They lost another lineman.
Yeah, they
for
lost
3
somebody else
months.
who's supposedly competing for a starting job. Yeah.
Mm.
It's crazy. But first thing I want to bring up is just because it's fresh. And I think this is interesting. But our boy Cooper DeJean lands on number 60 of the NFL Top 100. I find this to be shocking, to be quite honest with you. I didn't think he would get on the list at Top 100. I thought he'd just miss it. But he's in there. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I know it's like more of a dog and pony show with the, top 100 with the players. I mean, I didn't know how much recognition he'd actually get from the other players around the league, but I mean, good for him as a rookie to get that. I mean, that's huge, and obviously have one of the biggest play in the Super Bowl, which was great. So he deserves it, man.
Yeah.
Deserves it.
He does. Jaden says Cowboys dodge a bullet with Guyton. It turns out probably going to miss 4 to 6 weeks. Well, that means he ain't playing game 1. He ain't playing versus the Eagles. So, that's crazy. Dre says, Eric, about Time Allen. Man, you ain't kidding, dude. Mark just uploaded a video about it. Well, see, I don't like it because what he does is he makes it the excuse of the whole season. He's already doing that. Maryland Eagle, man, thank you for the super chat, man. So generous of you, man. Thank you. Happy to see you guys back. Philly Shakedown. Let's go.
Thanks,
So,
Grandma.
Joe, you're not at home. You had to get out of the heat. You said it was really hot out there where you're at.
Yeah, my house is it's way too humid, so I'm at my girl's house with the AC on and hanging with the cats. My friends.
Right.
But that's really it.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Baron says Tyler Steen's getting abused by the Jomo. Not necessarily. See, everybody was saying today that Steen got abused by Ojomo, but it was actually Landon Dickerson who was bullied by Ojomo today. And we could jump into this because what we're seeing really, and let's start on the defensive line. Mario Ojomo, we'll start with Ojomo. I mean, right now it looks like, I mean, he's putting day after day of good practices together. We've talked a lot about him replacing Milton Williams, man. What are your thoughts so far on him?
Yeah, I mean, his role has just gotten bigger every year. I mean, even playing, at the latter part of the rotation, he's been good. His pressure rate percentage goes up every single year, gets better. His win rate percentage goes up, gets better every single year. I mean, he's definitely learning a thing or two on some of the pass rush moves from Jalen Carter and some of the other guys that have been around. So we knew he was going to be big time, or going to really ascend himself. And I think this is going to be a year where he's going to get a lot of attention. And then that big contract's going to come. He's probably going to, not re-sign here most likely, but he's going to get recognized this year, no doubt. Especially now, it'll be Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis will be in that second rotation, hopefully next to Ty Robinson. So he's doing really good camp so far.
Yeah, and how about Jordan Davis? Jordan Davis looks thin or what, dude? My God, I'm so jealous. Yeah. He lost so much weight doing his little, I don't know, his roller coaster bike rides on the ocean with skis or whatever he's doing.
So
he looks fantastic.
Yeah, he was almost unreal. There was like 2 pictures. I think it was like the first day where he was like in like a, I don't know if it was like a vet. It was like one of those like regular, shirts or whatever. And he just looked like a different person. I mean, he said, I think he was like 356. He got to, I think he's at 330. And
330.
Yeah, and so I mean, he must lost a lot of fat, got
26
leaner.
Pounds, dude. 26 pounds.
That's good, man.
Yeah, and Nolan Smith was saying, man, he's getting as many snaps as me right now. If Jordan Davis being lighter and more conditioned and plays more and plays the way he played at the end of last year, if he can continue to do that, the Eagles are going to have the best defensive tackles, top 2 in the league, because I believe Jordan Davis takes the game to a whole nother level. I just don't know how you stop both of those guys. With a Davis 330, if he's kept his strength, I don't know how you're going to push him around, and I don't know how you're going to stop Carter. I mean, it's pretty crazy, dude. It really is.
I mean, Fangio talked about, like with certain guys that, everybody's body's different. And I guess that he lost snaps last year, during the year when they need more of a pass rush, he got less snaps. And then, I don't know, he was using that bicycle thing at the end of the year. And then once he got to like the NFC Championship game to like the Super Bowl, he was lights out. I mean, he
was great in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I think Jordan Davis is going to have a monster year. I think this defensive line is going to be way better than people think, dude. I do. Chris Melnick, member for 55 months. Thank you so much. He goes, we just made the Titans look stupid by getting AJ. Yes, we did. Yeah. And we could bring up this whole AJ Brown thing really quick because I didn't bring a thing here, but I got it here somewhere. So I want to go over it. But obviously the Eagles robbed. They robbed. Where the hell did I put it? I must have not. Hold on, let me get it. But anyways, they basically robbed the Tennessee Titans because the Titans cut. They cut Burks today, and he's gone. And I mean, that was their big trade. That was the guy who was going to replace AJ Brown, So here you go. The Eagles traded. Here's what the Eagles got. The Eagles received AJ Brown. They gave the Titans a first-round pick, which became Treylon Burks, and they also got off that trade with picks and stuff. They got Roger McCreary, Nicholas Petit-Frere, I don't know who the hell that is, and Kyle Phillips. That's what they got from that trade with the Browns. So
they lost the whole trade. I mean, they lost the whole trade. They didn't even get anything. They didn't even acquire. I mean, I think they traded picks to the Jets for a corner, and then McCreary, we burned him when they came to Philly.
Here's the exact trade revisited. So the Eagles get A.J. Brown, sign him to a 4-year, $100 million extension. Then they give the Titans a 2022 number 18th overall pick that was Treylon Burks, a 2022 third-round pick traded to the Jets with the 2022 number 26 overall for Roger McCreary, corner. Then they got tackle Nicholas Petit-Free, whoever, and then Kyle Phillips.
Yeah.
They got ripped off, dude. What a trade by the Eagles, man. What a trade by Howie, baby. Yeah. Howie, man. Howie's the man, dude. You know, that's what he does. He makes moves like that. I mean, say what you want about the Eagles and you know, the players that they might have had to lose this year. I mean, dude, you don't get into the position that they're in without Howie making moves like that. It's just the way it is. I mean, we're drafting so well that you know, these teams are actually having to, like, you know, they're having to. It's just crazy to me.
I know.
You know, it really is. I was trying to find. I wanted to find a clip of Jordan Davis. Here, let me get this, because we were talking about Davis. I have it somewhere. Here you go. Here's Davis, right? Warming up. Right there. You tell me, he look how thin he looks.
Who the
My
fuck is
God.
that? Yeah, I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is.
That's friggin' Jordan Davis right there, man. Look at him. He's still towering over Clint Hurt, dude. I mean, it's crazy, dude. It's crazy.
Yeah.
What?
Good for him. Yeah.
I'm proud of Jordan Davis. But if Jordan Davis goes out and gets like 9 sacks, dude's going to be gone, because they're not going to be able to pay him 20-something million. We need him to get like 4 or 5 sacks. They need to keep him.
Yeah, he's here this year, and he had the 5th-year option in 26.
He's
right?
here this year, and then he's here next year, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's here one more year after this.
Right.
But you want to you might have to make a decision to extend him early so that you don't have to pay him $26 million.
True.
Best beatboxer, thank you for the super chat, my man. He goes, smoking a victory cigar for week 1 already. You're already ahead of it. That's what I need to do. I haven't had a cigar in a long time. Clark says 6 sacks for Jordan Davis.
That'd be a big.
Look, look, the way he played in the NFC Championship game, the way he played in the Super Bowl, we'll see. I mean, we'll see. But I'm very excited about Davis. Very excited about Moro Jomo. And I'll say this, you know, because we do got to talk about some bad things, but the guy that I'm really most excited about right now is Jihaad Campbell. I mean, Jihaad Campbell is flashing already. Zach Berman put out something saying, dude, this guy's already getting first-team reps. Like, he's going to end up starting on the September 4th versus Dallas, dude. Yeah. He looks really good.
Yeah, I mean, athletic. I mean, long arms. His off-ball coverage. I mean, we didn't even expect him to practice the first day. We didn't expect him to practice the first day. And when they say he's limited, like all the players that are limited, like they're almost playing like full go, but like they might be not doing one activity or something like that. But, you know, Fangio said he's coming back mid-August. We were like, okay. And we didn't want him to miss any time. And then all of a sudden, you know, this medical staff for the Eagles, they do a really good job with these guys maintaining their bodies. And he was back the first day. I was really happy, you know?
Yeah. Well, they said he was going to not even be ready for the first 2 weeks. So, you know, you thought that Trotter Jr. was going to get a real opportunity. And let me say something about Trotter Jr. He's not been bad in camp so far. He's been making plays. So the Eagles, I think, are really deep at linebacker. Warrior Raid says, damn, they never notified me, but at least I'm only 15 minutes late. Yeah. They never notify anybody, man. I don't get it. The Philly Gridiron. He says, hey, Philly 500. Hey, Joey, I'm saying this now and standing by it. If Jihaad Campbell hits the field and starts, Dean won't see the field again. That's interesting. I mean, they really got, like, I don't know how they're going to go about doing this, right? Because Jihaad Campbell, man, he's bigger than I thought. Have you seen him in training camp?
Yeah.
Dude is much bigger
Oh
than
yeah.
you would think. You know, maybe
Um.
highlights of him somewhere, but he's much bigger. There he is, right there. Man, dude's huge. He's way bigger than I thought he
Yeah.
was.
Wait till
Look
those
at him,
pads
dude.
come on. Wait till those full pads come
I
on.
know, and when Nakobe Dean comes back, it's going to be interesting to see how they do it. What I think is going to happen, this is my prediction. What they're going to do is they're going to put him in that linebacker spot. If he could take over that linebacker spot, you're right, and let's say he beats Trotter out, they'll keep him there. And then when Dean comes back, I would not be surprised to see them try to put him in pass rushing situations at times to
Yeah.
get Dean on the field.
Yeah, because he can play off ball as an edge rusher too. I mean, I don't see why not. So Dean's on a contract year this year, so patellar tendon injury. I mean, Dean seems like he's ahead of schedule. From some of the videos I've seen the last few weeks, he was doing like step ups with like a full bench bar on his back. Like he's putting a lot of pressure on that knee. So I'm like, he seems like he's really ahead of schedule. Like it's not going to take him to the end of the season to come back. So it's the only positive thing about the injury is that you could sign him for cheap next year if he's missing that much time.
Yeah.
But
and Twit says he's yes. Pause, no Diddy. Okay. Pause, no Diddy. And yes, he plays off balls. Play, pause, no Diddy. We are back, baby. Now you know we're back. Here we go. It's starting already. Dean should be healthy by the end of the year and worthy of a fairly big deal in free agency. I really wonder what they're going to do, So I mean, those are guys that I've really liked defensively. And I think the defense has been winning the days early in practice. And I don't think that's a surprise because I think when you don't have the pads on and you don't have the offensive line really blocking, you're not really running the ball. I just think the way practice is set up, it's easier for defense in the secondary to look good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Quinyon Mitchell's another one. He has looked absolutely fantastic. They said the only guy who can give A.J. Brown a hard time for his money is Quinyon Mitchell. He had an interception today, a couple pass breakups. We talk about DeJean being 60, but, Quinyon Mitchell, I think he's very underrated. I think he's very underappreciated in the NFL because he's just quiet and he goes about his business. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think DeJean, I'm sorry, but that Super Bowl interception was a big factor in that ranking. It just has to be.
Yeah, no, it has to be. I mean, Quinyon, I think today, like, him and AJ went back and forth. AJ caught one ball over him and then had, then it was a slant pass and deflected that. And then there was some pressure on Hurts where he, threw on his back foot. Quinyon with the interception today.
Yep.
We'll talk about the other corners, but we'll have some.
Well, we're about to get into some since we're on defensive side of the ball, I want to stick with that. And we're going to get into some scary things here. Jerry Freight, thank you for the super chat, my man. He goes, "We are back, boys." Yes, we are. We are definitely back. Thank you so much for the super chat. So yeah, I think Quinyon's been really good, and then to me, it's very interesting what's happening with Cooper DeJean. It's just funny because I'm hearing all these people going, I can't believe they're going to put Cooper DeJean in at safety sometimes. Like, what? Why would it? Like, dude, then what did we say? We said that from before he was drafted. The guy is a Swiss Army knife that will learn every position in the secondary and play them all at times. That's what they're going to do with him. And what are they going to do with Quinyon? They're going to teach him to play both sides, and then eventually he's going to be shadowing receivers. That's exactly how you use them. That's the right way to use their talents to your benefit. Oh. It's not a surprise to me at all, dude.
And I think, DeJean playing out, because obviously with what's going on corner, which we'll talk about, DeJean hasn't practiced as an outside corner yet, and he's not going to because I feel like regardless, you'll get more out of him at safety. You'll get more out of him at the inside corner spot just because like he can go off ball coverage. He could, cover the flat. He could do more at that inside corner spot. The problem is you really don't have any depth at inside right now until camp, until we get another 3 to 5 weeks into everything. So Fangio is adding more system players every single year that fit his scheme. Maybe Makuba will be more, will be a good back end coverage guy. Later on. I mean, you never know.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
things might work out for the better. You never
Yeah.
know what could happen. So
yeah. Drew says, "What up, Philly Joey? Glad to see you guys back. Go Birds, man! Glad it feels good to be back, my friend."
Hell yeah.
Here's what I'm gonna say, because you brought up Makuba. The to me, the scariest position right now that I'm most concerned about is that safety position. Okay, like I know, and we'll talk about Dory Jackson and Ringo in a minute, but that doesn't scare me as much as seeing Makuba out of practice with a shoulder today. I don't think they like Sidney Brown. Okay, I don't think they believe in him because Makuba came in and started getting first team reps almost immediately. Mm-hmm. Now he's hurt with the shoulder. You may have a situation, and it really is going to depend on his injury, how much time he missed. Some people think he's way too small. I just think that safety spot is really a tough spot, and I almost wonder if at some point they would move DeJean to safety if they have a giant hole there that they can't fill. I heard John McMullen say, I think it was McMullen said earlier on Jacob Media, shout out to them. He's saying Vic Fangio loves him at safety. He loves him as a safety. So is that what they're going to do?
I potentially. I mean, I don't know what Sidney Brown. This is Sidney Brown's realistically. This is Sidney Brown's first year under Vic Fangio's scheme because he had no reps last year, and the year before that, and coming off the ACL injury into the offseason, so he was hurt. Then he was special teams full time. So when he got in that game and he missed like 2 tackles at 100 miles an hour, like he's just. He's not used to playing safety anymore. So he hasn't played it in a long time. And I don't think he's going to be the starter at safety.
I just don't think he covers well enough for that.
No. And you don't really have a replacement inside. Like who I'm really pulling for badly. And I think what Fangio is really pulling for right now is if Makuba's missing a lot of time and he comes back and it's just not working out. And we're not talking about a Justin Simmons signing. Not now, not yet. I'm saying Mac McWilliams.
I'd rather call CJ Gardner-Johnson and get him back.
Mac McWilliams is going to be the guy that they're really going to hopefully wins that.
Right. Because if he could play the slot.
Right.
And he could play in the slot and be effective, then that gives them the option to put DeJean at safety.
Yes.
Because they have nobody. In the worst case scenario, best case scenarios, Makuba's not going to practice tomorrow because it's pads. So I doubt to see him practice tomorrow. Wednesday's a walkthrough. So let's say best case scenario, you see Makuba Thursday. He continues to practice play. They get him ready, and he's ready to go week 1. Fine, we're good. But if for some reason he's not the guy, I don't think it's Sidney Brown. I think it's either you got to do something with DeJean or you've got to go out and get another safety. You got to find another CJ Gardner-Johnson like you did a few years ago.
Yeah, I mean, realistic. Yeah, I mean, the problem is like making a trade. I mean, look, like Howie said, like the press conference before the first training camp, he pretty much said like we have picks. If we have to make, we can always upgrade the roster this year, next year. 13 picks they have now, so. Yeah. The problem is it's really hard to trade for a good player off of another roster before the season starts. Like, who's giving up a good player unless it's for like a crazy amount of picks that they really can't.
You've got to find a team that has deep at one position, or they got a situation like CJ's. I mean, we found CJ Gardner-Johnson the 3rd week of preseason. I think I think it might have been the 4th week, right? Like he didn't practice with us. He came in week 1 as a starter at safety and played.
Right.
Like you're gonna have to find somebody maybe that you think you can convert to safety. Maybe you think that there's somebody that a team's going to lose and they want to get rid of them. There's depth there or something. Howie's got to figure something out. I don't want Justin Simmons unless we're like out of options. I would rather play. Get this. It's going to sound crazy, but I would rather play DeJean at safety than get Justin Simmons.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not disagreeing.
Yeah.
The one thing I respect about Fangio so far, he's not one of those OCs or sorry, one of those DCs that goes to another team. All he does is get the players that were successful with him, and he just grabs all his guys that used, guys from Miami, guys, you know what I mean? Like he didn't do any of that. He literally took this Eagles defense, he took this roster, he took these draft picks that were lost, and he just amplified up to 100, like with all these
Yeah.
guys. So I have to give
Yeah.
him respect for that because, he didn't bring in any players, so, and I'm not, if it was a few years ago, I would say that the Justin Simmons thing wouldn't be a bad, like he's 32 years old. I don't even think he realistically played good with the Falcons. I know it was a different scheme and maybe he had issues with it. It's almost like he's sitting there and every time he has an interview, he's always talking about coming to the Eagles all the time,
I just
but
don't think we need to go that route, man. I think we should look at all other options. I think that should be like the last option.
yeah, 100%.
I do.
I agree.
Alfredo says, practice at 9 a.m. tomorrow instead of 10 because it will be like 100 degrees.
Yeah.
Great. You know what that means for me? That means I have to stream at 6 in the morning. So I'll be on at 6 o'clock in the morning, my time.
Yeah, unfortunately.
That sucks. But what are you going to do? Best beatboxer live, man. Thank you for the super chat. If the Eagles defense plays in base, you can have Cooper safety and Dean can play at linebacker. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I mean, and they will sometimes. Probably what? 80, 75, 80% of the time you're probably going to be in not in base though. It's not going to be often.
Right.
But if you have a giant hole of safety, I don't know what else you could do except for DeJean.
Right.
To me, that's the only thing that makes sense.
True.
Trey Diesel, thank you for super chat. I got a bad feeling that DeJean will end up playing outside with Makuba at slot and Brown at safety unless Mac can slot. Then yeah. See, I think Mac McWilliams, they think he can be a slot corner. I think they really like him. I don't think they like Sidney Brown at safety. I don't think they like him at the he's better. He's more of, to me, like a in the box safety. He's not a coverage safety. They really they like coverage safeties. So I don't see DeJean going outside. Now, as far as the outside goes, Adoree Jackson has been starting the last
3 days.
3 days. Ringo had the first day of practice. He let a couple passes go. I didn't hear that he got beat super bad. Like, I heard he was in decent coverage. But for whatever reason, Adoree Jackson is at that corner spot. Now, here's what I'll say. Like, I want Ringo to win the job. I'm hoping that Ringo will. It's early in camp. We can't rush to judgment yet. It's too early. However, the more you see Adoree Jackson stack up those days, you do wonder. But right now, we just got to see if that's just the plan and the way they had planned it out or what. But I will say this. I trust Adoree Jackson way more than I trust Sidney Brown. Like, I feel like Adoree Jackson's not a great corner. He's not the great, but I think he's, like, competent. Like, I think he can hold the position down if need be. You know what I'm saying?
I think I'm going to disagree with you on.
Okay.
You think safety's the bigger problem? I think corner's the bigger problem.
Oh yeah, really?
It's only because they took a big gamble going to this offseason. They let Slay go. They let Slay walk. Isaiah Rodgers, they let him go because Howie Roseman's got to get every comp he can get. So a lot is on Ringo right now. And, not that like you said, he didn't get beat badly, but then everyone's like, well, not a lot of people could, AJ Brown, like, come on, like, not a lot of corners out there can cover AJ Brown. Like, I understand that, but are we going to say that in the regular season? No. Like, he gets beat, we're all pissed off. That's what's going to happen.
Terrence Marshall Jr. beat him too.
Elijah Cooks beat friggin' Adoree Jackson today. Who's that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think, I don't know if Ringo doesn't work out, like, do the Eagles actually say, Adoree Jackson, do they actually think Adoree Jackson can actually start on the other side? Like, or is he just a safety blanket? I mean,
no, I think they think he could start. I think they think he's adequate. I don't think they think he's great, but I think they think he can get the job done. But here's what they'll do, I think. Darius Slay before the trade deadline, when Pittsburgh stinks and Pittsburgh's pretty much out of it because Aaron Rodgers is 80 years old and in a wheelchair, and he's got one last run before he retires. Eagles get him back for one more run. What do you think?
No.
Mark this down right now because it's happening.
Yeah, you're gonna be like, I had a dream. He came back to the.
I had a dream. Thank you for the super chat, my man. Because Lane Johnson's finally rated 99 in Madden. Yeah, I saw that. Fine, well deserved. It's gonna happen, dude.
Bro, I don't know. Like I said, like we have to give it more time. Like we have to give it like Fangio said it's going to take till like middle of preseason to find out what's going on. Like it seems like they just want Ringo against AJ Brown.
What kind of question is it? Philly, thoughts on my receding hairline? Joey's on drugs again? You're crazy. This is nuts. Buzzology says, get mad all you want. Keely Ringo was a 4th rounder for a reason. He's fast straight line, but has slow change of direction. It's fact. Yeah, I mean, look.
I agree with that. It's
might
not
be
wrong
there. Might not be wrong
but
there. The question
the one thing I can't stand during the season is when you throw a player into a game cold and then he plays like shit, and then everyone analyzes their whole career by that one play or those 2 plays.
So you trust Sidney Brown?
No, I'm not. No, I'm just saying, not with everybody. I mean, no, I really don't trust Sidney Brown at all. Like because it's the first year it's really the first year in the system, to be honest. And I don't know. I don't even trust Christian McCollum. Like McCollum's a better.
No.
They kept McCollum over Sidney Brown. McCollum stayed in the game.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think we'll have to disagree on this one. The safety scares me because to me, if Makumba is not there, you're screwed.
But
you're screwed. I think Adoree Jackson's at least a veteran. At least he's played before.
Yeah, but you have more options at safety, though. You have more options. You can move DeJean there if you want. If that slot is covered, you can move DeJean there. But
that's the thing. Like you can only move DeJean is if you get in production from that slot from like Mac McWilliams, which we don't know. Bobby Wiggles, thank you for Super J. Goes, please pull up Canvas Hurts first 4 years, not even close. I don't have it on me. But here's the funny thing about that, because I said it on Twitter yesterday. Like, they can put all these stats up, showing all this stuff. I keep seeing these comparisons, but the one key thing that they leave out is how many championships does Cam have, and how many championships does Jalen Hurts have? I don't know when that became such a a nothing type thing.
I'm not shocked how Hurts has been dogged on this offseason. I was a little like, wow, like this is really happening again to like the fullest extent after the Super Bowl. And if it's not Hurts for the super team, it's Hurts not playing a specific way and having over 4,000 yards, and it's just been crazy. Like it's almost like this man needs to win another ring again to shut everybody up again for another year.
It's ridiculous. It's beyond ridiculous at this point, dude. It's not like I can't even talk about it anymore because it's just so stupid.
It's tiring. It's fucking tiring.
It is. It is. Rufus says, "What up, fellas? What's going on?"
What up?
Ringo is a good special teams player. That is very true. You're right about that. It's definitely give Ringo a chance, but I would still trade. Well, they might. Look, I don't think the Eagles, if you see a trade, you won't see a trade till like between, I believe, the 2nd and 3rd week of preseason. Like they're not gonna panic. They haven't even practiced in pads one day yet.
In 4 days.
So they're not going to panic. They're going to wait. They're going to go through a couple preseason games, figure out what they have. But the Eagles have they got a ton of picks next year. The question is look, when we got C.J. Gardner-Johnson, did we know who we were getting? Like we knew he was a good, you knew he was a decent slot corner that was like, you liked his swagger. That's all I really knew about. But to go to safety and play well, it was great. I mean, they're going to have to find something like that if things go to hell. But I trust Adoree Jackson personally way more than I trust McCollum or Sidney Brown. That's just how I feel about it.
Yeah, I get it.
And I hopefully they hopefully Makuba will be the guy.
Well,
like, he doesn't have to be perfect. I don't need him to be perfect. Just be good. Just be good enough. You know what I mean? Get better every week. That's what I need.
At the end of practice, though, Adoree Jackson got hurt.
Dory got hurt today?
Yeah, right at the end. Patrick Johnson got hurt.
I know Makuba got hurt. I didn't know Adoree got hurt.
Yeah, Dory hurt. I think he hurt his finger. He has a finger injury.
Chop that shit off, dude. Ronnie Lott did.
Ronnie Lott at the end of
that
practice.
shit off. I ain't feeling bad over no finger. I'm sorry. Not a finger. Forget it. Dre Diesel, thank you for Super Chat. He goes, it seems like the battle for cornerback 2 has officially become the hottest position watching the offseason. I like Brown at safety. You do? You like Brown? See, Brown scares the friggin' hell out of me. Like, I just think as a coverage, like, they like guys who can cover at that safety spot. To me, he would be a better fit on the other side. Like, to me, he should be backing up Reed Blankenship.
Yeah.
But, I mean, look, we're going to find out, Kuba better win that safety spot or we're in trouble. He's going to win it. The question is how hurt is he? That I don't know. K-Rob, Cam stats aren't really that great, actually. I looked at them. He has a lower completion percentage and his interceptions are high. They are double digits every year. And they never count the rushing stuff in these things. Not that he has great rushings. Like, he's the all-time, I think, quarterback rushing touchdowns for, like, maybe another half a year. Then it's going to get surpassed.
Mm-hmm.
Bobby says I missed his super chat. My bad. I'm sorry about that. Oh no, I read it, Bobby. We read it. Please pull up Cam and Hurts first 4 years. I said I don't have it. I don't have anything on it. On there. I have nothing. I don't have any information on it right here. A Warrior Rage, thank you for super chat. He goes, Cam team had like 10 Pro Bowlers, 8 of them being all pros. This year's Eagles didn't have that many, but Cam acts like he carried and Hurts is carried. I know. We have the greatest players ever, the greatest team last year. Hurts didn't have to do anything. You could have put anybody else in. I could have played quarterback and we would have won. It's so ridiculous. Chris Kaufman Jr., remember for 22 months. Thanks so much. He goes, what I missed so far? Not much. Just kind of recapping first few days of camp. Coop needs to play mostly slot. It's a very hard position, Paul, and he is the best in the NFL. He is the best slot corner in the NFL. There's no question about it. But there's no question that when they're in like a base D, he's going to play safety. He's going to be playing some safety. And my fear is that if they don't get good safety production, let's say Makuba is hurt and he's never ready to go, my fear is that they're going to have to move him to safety to protect that spot. That's what I worry about.
Yeah, they're gonna.
We'll see. I mean, if you just keep C.J. Gardner-Johnson, I'm sorry, dude. You're not having this problem right now. You're not having a problem at all. It's a complete and utter mistake, in my opinion. But I don't know what went internally because there was other stuff going on, that we just don't know. But damn it, man! From a player perspective, having that guy on the field, I'd much rather have C.J. Gardner-Johnson right now. I'd feel a lot better. And I wouldn't even be worried about the secondary if he was there still. I'd be like, we'll be fine.
I don't know. It was that, and then it was Goddard. They were telling Goddard to go find. It was like one thing after another to where we're like, why are we even worrying about this? Like, you're just creating another problem.
But he wasn't making any money. Chris Kaufman, do you remember for 22 months? Thank you so much, man. He said, what I missed so far? Like I said, not much. Not much, bud. T. Patrick, member for 61 months, man. Shout out to you because I'm just ready for football back. Let's go. Yeah, Thursday night. What do you got? The Chargers and was it Chargers Lions? Is that what it is?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, this is what I'm scared of. CJ trade want to bite us in the butt. That's what worries me. However, I thought that was going to be the case with Hassan Reddick, and it worked out. So we just got to wait.
Yeah.
But it's why is Ojomo against Steen, but Ty got to go against Mulata. Well, no, Jomo beat Land. Everybody keeps saying he beat Steen. No, he beat Landon Dickerson today. That supposed sack. He beat Landon Dickerson. He didn't beat Steen. He beat Dickerson.
Right.
Bobby Wiggles, thank you for Super Shakers. Why don't they criticize Warner for the Rams team BS? Yeah, same thing. The thing is, I guess with Warner, because he went to 2 Super Bowls with 2 different teams. Otherwise, I don't know. But they're running out of time. Jalen's going to continue to do what he does, and they're not going to be able to keep saying this. At some point, they'll give him respect.
And he's not listening to any of this. Like, he doesn't care. Like, they're acting like he's listening to all the. I mean, yeah, sure, he knows some of the outside noise, but he's not listening to everything that's going on. Not everything. So.
Yeah, Bunzology said 500. When Koopa's at safety, who do you play in a slot? There won't be. Well, when the way they're doing it is when they're in base defense, when there is no slot corner, he'll be at safety. So instead of taking him out like last year when there was no need for a slot, they take him out. What they're doing is they're putting him at safety, so he'll play safety in base defense. Now, if let's say you have to put him at safety to play full time because you're hurting there, then you have to hope Mac McWilliams will be the slot corner. That they really like him in the slot. I don't know if he could do it, but you would have to do something like that. Yeah, that would be the plan.
I mean, today was.
I don't think it's going to happen. I think they would probably make a move first. But as far as him, he will play safety this year in base defense when there is no slot corner on the field. They just don't want to. They don't want to take him out of the game. They want him on the field.
Yes.
So that's the main reason they're doing it.
Yeah, Fangio ain't wasting that opportunity. No.
Yeah, he's not taking that kid off the field. That kid's that kid knows, man. He knows what's going on. The only thing I worry about with Cooper DeJean is I don't think he's been home. Like, he's at like every event doing everything.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, go home and rest. Go home and rest. I hope he's ready to go. Foster Park says, what's going on, fellas? How severe is Makuba injury? If he's not ready to go week 1, that worries me. I don't know how severe it is. I don't think it's that severe, but we won't know. I doubt he practices tomorrow because they're going full pads. Then there's a walkthrough on Wednesday. So I think Thursday is what we got to see.
Right.
I don't hate the idea of Simmons. He's a Fangio guy. I just worry about what he's got left, Like, I almost rather find somebody on another team, make a trade with all those picks you got, and get a safety in here like they did a few years ago. Minor shoulder sprain. That's good. But I guess the knock on Makumba is everybody thinks he's too small. So that's what everybody's worried. I'm not going to go there and say that yet. I'm going to let the kid see what he can do.
Yeah, I think he was like 10 to like 15 pounds lighter than Chauncey, I think. Something like that.
Yeah.
I can remember.
Well, yeah, but I don't know how much of difference he was. He says that the OTAs, he said he was 190. That's what he said at OTAs. So he had gained weight and he was up to like 190. What was Chauncey coming out of the draft? I'm sure he wasn't 200-something pounds because he was playing cornerback. So he probably put on weight. So, Bald Eagle, thank you for Super Chicos. Are you worried about the roster when Fangio leaves? I don't know. I mean, it would depend who you get as defensive coordinator. I don't see Fangio going anywhere for the next. He's probably going to stay there. I think you got a Jim Johnson situation. I think he's old enough where he's just content being a defensive coordinator. He's like home locally. He's got his family and everybody around him. I don't think he's in it. I don't think he's going anywhere else. I think he's staying there.
Yeah.
The guy you're going to have to worry about at the end of the year is Christian Parker.
Yep.
He most likely is going to be the next hot defensive coordinator commodity, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Yeah. They got Joe Douglas back, which was interesting.
Yeah.
Actually, they brought Joe Douglas back at the same. I think he's like Howie's right-hand man again.
Yeah. Coop is living his best life. I can't knock him for it, dude. I would do the same thing. I would be doing the same thing, but I just hope he's rested. You know what I mean? Like, you need to give yourself a break. Barbie the Doll Princess of YouTube said, okay, I'm back, guys. Awesome. Thank you. Philly, we got another Micah Parsons edge rusher, Donovan Ezeraku. He's going to be NFL Rookie of the Year. Remember the name, 500. He's going to destroy the Eagles September 4th. Yeah, he's going to beat the best offensive line that I've seen since the 1990s. Yeah, I think we're really concerned. You know, Micah Parsons, what has he got, like 2 career sacks against the Eagles? Like, I think he's got like 2 career sacks. I think he had one like last year, and then he had one like his rookie year. That's it. Does nothing. We're not worried. We know who Ezeraku is because we actually liked him coming out.
Yeah, I like him, yeah.
Yeah, I think he's a good player. We were thinking about the Eagles getting him. I like him. I do. But you're going to have a lot to worry about. You got to worry about a guy named Jalen Carter, Jalix Hunt, and Nolan Smith. Good luck with all that.
Mm-hmm.
Quinyon Mitchell's good. I think Quinyon Mitchell's underrated, you know, because I think he's legit one of the best corners, but because he don't get a lot of interceptions last year, he didn't get an interception in the Super Bowl, run it back for a touchdown. So, you know, he doesn't get the name recognition he deserves, but I think he's really, really good.
He's great.
Bald Eagle, man, thank you so much for Super Chat. He goes, my point is Fangio is drafting a bunch of his guys that when he retires will be stuck with the guys. Only Fangio knows how to use outside the field. I don't know how much Fangio, like, I don't think Howie's saying, all right, Vic, you pick the next pick. I don't think he's doing that. I think a lot of these picks are, you know, he has a say in them. Of course, probably gives his opinion, but I think ultimately they're Howie's picks.
Yeah, they are.
You know?
I believe it.
But they'll probably promote somebody that was on the staff that knows the system, you know. I don't see Vic Lee. I think we got a good 2-3 years, maybe 3-4 years with Vic as defensive coordinator. I don't think he's going anywhere soon.
Yeah, especially when there's all this success going on. I mean,
he doesn't want to be a head coach. That's what he said. I don't want to be a head coach. Go F yourself, member for 17 months. He goes, holy shit, guys, I missed y'all. Football's back, baby. Yes, it is.
It is back.
From Micah Parsons, fears me not. Parsons has got his own problems, dude. Dallas still hasn't paid him. And I mean, they're going to have to pay him like $47 million a year. So ridiculous. It's hilarious.
Jesus.
Rico says, I can't believe football is Thursday. I know, right? Michael says, Philly Joey, you all remember Joe Montana used to be praised for winning. Why have the standards changed of how media views Hurts? It's crazy to me. The media has changed how they view like top quarterbacks, because if you go back to like the early years, like when I was growing up, 80s, 90s, even early 2000s, like winning a championship meant a lot. Like it meant a ton. Okay, it wasn't the end all be alls, but you know, people would say all the time, I'll take Brady over Peyton Manning because Peyton Manning will go up throw 40 touchdowns in a season and then stink it up in the playoffs. Brady before, like, he won a couple Super Bowls where he wasn't throwing 30, 40 touchdowns. He did that later on when they got Moss.
Yeah.
Like, but, you know, winning mattered a lot, man. And now it's like they don't even count it. They don't even count. They're so concerned about passing yards, touchdown passes. It's like Herbert's the biggest example. Like I bust on Dak all the time, but to me, Herbert's even worse example. Here's a guy that throws 3 interceptions all year long, goes into a playoff game, throws 5. And then in the course of the game where he just threw 5, they're bragging about him throwing only 3 interceptions all year. He just threw 5 in the game. It's crazy.
I know.
You know, I think fantasy has a lot to do with it. I also think that, you know, these guys look at guys that they didn't draft, like they didn't pick. Like Hurts is not a first round pick. They said he wasn't that quarterback that they like. I don't think they appreciate a real dual quarterback, you know?
No. I mean, you already have another one in Lamar Jackson that gets praised, but in the big moments, he can't. I mean, even in our game we played the Ravens, how many wide open guys did he miss in that game or didn't even see them? I mean, I don't know. It's kind of nuts.
Roll Philly Dog says Herbert needs to play in the Hall of Fame game after that playoff performance. I know. I agree. Cam is a hater.
Herbert threw
He
a pass, and Herbert just threw a pass, and I think in camp like a couple days ago, I think it was to like Jalen Reagor in the back of the end zone, and he got like praised for it. Like, I mean, just for a pass in camp.
I mean, that playoff game versus, I think it was the Texans. I mean, he stunk. He was horrible. And they were sitting there, the guy, I'm going, oh my God, this guy has 5 interceptions a game. And they're talking about his 3 interceptions all year. I can't believe what I'm listening to. You know? It's the same, it's my same argument with Dak Prescott. Like, if you look at Dak Prescott, you look at him back in the 90s, put him on the old Eagles team with McNabb, he would get killed. He would get killed because he doesn't win big games. I don't know why that became like something that's not a big deal anymore. I think it's ridiculous. I think it's ridiculous. Mass Eagle says all Sassy still thinks about her stats. I know. I don't get it. You know, you have to fit the physical attributes they like for dual threat quarterback. Cam and Lamar fits that. Yeah, and Cam and Lamar. Well, Lamar was a 2nd round pick too, right? He was a 2nd, or was he a 1st? I can't remember.
2nd. No, he was a 1st because we traded back.
We traded our pick, right?
Yeah.
See, I think sometimes when these guys aren't 2nd round, or aren't 1st round picks, they look at them differently. You know.
Oh my God! Like he could be the pick right before the 1st round, and
I look at Lamar Jackson the same way. Like, look, the only difference between like Lamar and some of those other guys is he's got 2 MVPs. It's very hard to win 2 MVPs. So I got to give him credit for that. But he's got to show me something in the playoffs. Now, I don't understand Baltimore. Like, you've got Derrick Henry. They should be using Derrick Henry the same way the Eagles use Barkley. And if they do that this year, it'll be Ravens Super Bowl. I really think so.
Yeah, and they have a top 5 defense every year. They're gonna have probably a top 5 defense this year.
They throw the ball. It's crazy. Lamar choked big. He sailed the pass at the end zone right at the to the other opponent. I know. Dak pick a lot. Agreed. Saquon's going to have another. Saquon's going for 2K again. I got a weird feeling people laugh at me. I think he goes big. I think Saquon gets a lot more receiving yards. Yeah, he might get some more receiving yards. The Eagles super team O-line was 6th in pass blocking, 9th in run blocking. Tell Stills to eat that for his 4th dessert. Yep, I will. 500 Miles Sanders playing out of his mind at Dallas Cowboys practice. He's ready for you, Eagles. Oh, Miles Sanders gets the ball. Here he is. The fumble. Eagles recover.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for it.
Miles Sanders, the gift that keeps on giving.
Mm-hmm.
I can't. Dallas ain't got no run game. Dallas, I mean, to me, they're done. You got no run game, and you can't stop the run. How are you going to win? How are you going to beat anybody?
I don't know.
Yeah, Miles Sanders, bro, delusional. Yes. Hi, that's Washington, Philly, 500. Jalen Hurts is a team there and uses everything to win the football game. Yeah, exactly, Tony. He's something special, man. He really is. I think he's totaled over 2K with both combined. Yeah, he could. If they use Saquon more in the passing game, I think that's a great weapon. Now we'll speak a little of the offense because we really haven't, but Jalen Hurts has looked absolutely fantastic in practice for the most part. I mean, they said today was a bad practice, but ever since camp started, he's looked really sharp. Maybe today that he didn't, but the other days they have said good things about him. Also, what do you think of this Terrence Marshall Jr.? It looks like he's making an impact at wide receiver.
Yeah, I mean, from A.J. Brown, what he said, to watch how he's making the wide receiver room, quote unquote, uncomfortable. This is Terrace Marshall, a former 2nd-round pick that I think his only healthy year was last year. He's been hurt every single year of his career. Even we're going back to high school. We're talking his best year of his career between college and the NFL was like at LSU in 2019 with over like 600 yards, 13 touchdowns. Like, that's all he's done. So maybe keeping him healthy will, maybe we'll, do you have somebody in the back end right now to, depth at receiver that can maybe go in for Jahan Dotson after he leaves this year? I don't really know. But Jahan Dotson should be way ahead of the game now, even after his press conference today, because he was way behind the entire year last year. And the Eagles were so smart going to the playoffs because there's no tape on Jihaad. There's no plays that go to Jihaad. So it was nice that they dialed some things up for him in the Super Bowl because, number one, they have to. I mean, Jahan Dotson's the main reason why you can move you can move Devontae Smith to the inside. You can move A.J. Brown to the inside if you really have to, because they still have to respect Jahan Dotson's speed. But Terrace Marshall, though, yeah, I mean, I want to see more. I mean, I don't think we've heard enough, but I want to see more, no doubt. Yeah.
No, absolutely. Unstable Eric says, is Keely Ringo going to be a burnt toast? I hope not. We're going to have to see how it goes with him.
Yeah.
But right now he looks like he's behind Adoree Jackson. I mean, I think Jahan Dotson with a full year, I think he also gained Hurts' trust late in the year in the playoffs.
Yeah.
He had that big touchdown versus Pittsburgh. He made plays in the Super Bowl. So hopefully he'll be better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like it. I do.
It's a contract year for him, so any ball that goes his way, he's gonna make the most out of it for that next contract. So that's how it goes.
And speaking of contract year, but they say Dallas Goedert has looked fantastic.
Yeah,
in camp so far, he's been a menace. So here's a guy that is in a contract year. We're gonna have to figure that out too. I'm not impressed with the other tight ends.
No, your entire tight end core is not extended. And I don't know, maybe Howie Roseman doesn't want to extend players during the year. He said at the Super Bowl meetings, last year, he said that he doesn't want to extend players during the year, because it's, I guess maybe at a certain point during the year, because if you're going to be on a playoff run soon, they don't want any distractions, and one person gets paid and another guy doesn't get paid, and things like that. So, the tight end group is going to be a major issue. It's going to be a major issue after this year, no doubt.
Yeah. Torteville says, 500, Joey, how many of our recent offensive linemen do you think will make the Hall of Fame? Peters, Kelsey, Lane, think Milot and Dickerson might. Well, I think you got those three are a shoo-in, right? Lane's a shoo-in, Kelsey's a shoo-in, Jason Peters is a shoo-in.
Yeah.
I think Landon Dickerson early in his career is on a Hall of Fame pace. And I think Jordan Mailata, if he could put another 3 good years together, I think you're going to have to consider him too.
Yeah.
But I think Peters, Kelsey, and I think Lane, I think they're first or second ballot Hall of Famers. I don't think it'll take them long to get in at all.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Shane says a preliminary test indicate Guyton may have suffered torn ACL in a right knee per source. If MRI confirms diagnosis, he would miss the season and require surgery. Yikes, Cowboys. Yeah, and if not, they're saying 4 to 6 weeks. He's still going to miss that first game.
Yeah.
Tony
Romo
was the gift that kept on giving. He would always count on him fumbling and or throwing game away. Oh, yeah, he's a choker too. Hey, to me, Tony Romo, Dak Prescott, one in the same. Yes, I think we are winning a Super Bowl. I'm going to say, I'm feeling Eagles Ravens, dude, or Eagles Chiefs again. I think we could get an Eagles Chiefs game rematch. Third one.
They want to praise all these quarterbacks in the AFC. Which one of them is dethroning Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs? Because, the Chiefs I think the Chiefs are on a decline. That's because I feel like they lost a lot of it. I think ever since Tyreek left, I think ever since they won the 2 straight, and then they lost Tyreek, and I think they lost a lot of explosiveness in that offense. And I think that's why they drafted Xavier Worthy to kind of bring that back. But they won 12 games, one possession leads. 12 games. That reminded us of the Chiefs of 24 reminded me of the Eagles of 23 almost, except they made it to the end and we did it. So, so someone's got to, the Bills can't seem to get out of their own way.
I feel like if the Ravens, and I feel like if I was the Ravens, I would adjust my game plan so I'm running Derrick Henry more. I think if they use Henry more, especially in the playoffs, I think they can sneak into the Super Bowl and play the Eagles. I think they're the team that can dethrone them. Otherwise, I don't think the Bengals are doing it. I don't think the Bills are doing it. I think the Ravens, if they utilize their run game the right way, which they didn't in the playoffs, I think they're the only team that can beat Kansas City.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
So I mean, we'll see. William Travis, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. Have you been paying attention to Cam versus Hurts debate? Through 4 seasons, Hurts has better stats in every category, but passing yards. Cam's MVP season was statistically better than Hurts' 2022 year. Was not statistically better than Hurts' 2022 year. Hypocrites. Hurts should have won MVP that 2022 year. I thought he deserved it. But, the one thing I'll say that I keep seeing them comparing all these stats, but they leave out Super Bowl wins. You can't leave out Super Bowl wins in statistics like that. That matters. Super Bowl MVP matters. And they just ignore it when they promote and push for Cam.
It's true.
Yeah, I did see that Merrill Reese got cleat signed from Jalen Hurts. That was very, very cool.
Yeah, it was a cool message, yeah.
And he well deserves it. Got her playing for a contract. Bad news for the rest of the league. Agreed. Yeah, I like the Texans defense too. I'm just not sure about their offense. He got injured. That's the reason Hurts didn't win MVP 22. They were going to give it to him. Yeah, you might be right. That Chicago game, right? He got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
But man, I thought he was MVP anyways. 500, we need to talk about the rings. Yeah, well, rings matter in the NFL, and a quarterback wins a Super Bowl. It's saying a lot. How many quarterbacks are active in the league right now that have won a Super Bowl in the last 10 years? 3.
Yeah,
I think
3.
There's 3.
Yeah.
Mahomes, Stafford, and Hurts. That's it. It. Nobody else. So. Yeah. How can they hold that against the guy? Did you all see the Sprite commercial? I did. I was actually craving a Sprite after that. But I haven't had soda. I've been staying away from it. So yeah, they said Guyton was carted off. Yeah. Yeah, Rodgers, that's right. Rodgers hasn't won one in the last 10 years, though. Right? Rodgers won one back in, I want to say 2013. So that was over 10 years ago.
He's still playing. It's just crazy how long ago that was, and he's still trying to. I thought he was going to retire this year. That's what I thought was going to happen.
In the last 10 years, only 3 quarterbacks have won a Super Bowl. Only 3. Russell Wilson won his second year. That was a long time ago. Rodgers, I think, was 2013.
Mm-hmm.
Or, yeah, it might have been 2010. I don't even remember. I just remember he beat the Eagles in the wild card game. So, those guys are old. Rodgers is 40-something years old, dude. I don't think Pittsburgh's going to do shit this year. I think they're going to be trying to trade Darius Slay by the trade deadline because he's going to be in the final year of his career, and they're going to try to send him somewhere to have a chance to win. He's going to end up back in Philly. Watch. How crazy would an Eagles versus Texas Super Bowl be? I'd hate to put the belt to ass on CJ, but maybe the Texans can make him with a weakened Chiefs team. Maybe. I like CJ Gardner-Johnson. I just do. I can't help it. But I don't know. It's hard for me to believe the Texans can get there. The Ravens should win the AFC North easily. Steelers, Bengals, Browns are all mad. I agree. And I think if Baltimore goes in with, hey, we're gonna run the crap out of Henry in the playoffs, stop us like the Eagles with Saquon, they're gonna go to the Super Bowl. They get in the playoffs and they have Lamar throwing all these passes. I don't understand it. Doesn't make sense. Rodgers is to me the most I don't even know what's the word. Not overrated, but For a guy of his talent to only have one Super Bowl is a complete waste. That guy on that talent alone, he should have 3 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
He should. He's a bit of a choker too at times in the playoffs. CJ have no shot behind that trash offensive line, right? I hate even talking about CJ Gardner-Johnson gone. I thought he was perfect fit. Me too.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, guys, great to see you back. Thank you.
Thank you.
Unstable Eric, thank you for super checks. What unit will take a step back this year? DBs? I'll say right now, I say safety. I'll say safety. Safety or corner. So it's going to be one of those secondary positions.
Yeah.
As of right now, if I had to guess on what position takes a step back, but that could change, Marino has 0. At least he made it to the mountaintop. Marino doesn't have any, and I think that when you rank them, I think that it's perfectly fair to hold that against them. I do. I think it's fair. But when you win one, then you've won one. I think winning one means a lot. If you win 2, you're pretty special, But once you win 1, I think you cement yourself in, I was a winner in the NFL,
Yeah.
Nobody talks about the 4 Super Bowls that John Elway lost. He was 0-4, and then he won 2 at the end. So, you get 1, that's what's most important.
Right. Agreed.
If they would have given Marino a running back, he would have won. The wing rings. What'd you think of those rings, dude?
It's funny because when I first saw the rings and I saw the wings on them, I said, oh, that's a great touch. That looks awesome. But I didn't know until like a couple hours later that night when they had the ceremony that the button that opens up the wings on with the quote on the bottom. I'm not trying to be biased. They should really trademark that.
I love it, dude. I got to get myself one.
That's nice.
Yeah,
really nice. And it was nice to see the reactions, like Jalix Hunt's reaction and Reed, and especially the rookies getting their a rookie getting a Super Bowl ring is like crazy.
I know.
Can't imagine.
It is. Danielson says Jihaad winning defensive rookie of the year. He might. It's easier to mask a subpar safety than a subpar outside corner. I agree. I agree with that. And listen, I think if Makuba could play, I think we'll be fine. But just the question of him being hurt now, I don't know what that's going to do.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll be fine. So I always love Foles. You gotta love Foles, man. Rings look so awesome. They do. I love it, dude. To me, anytime I ever when the Eagles ever win a Super Bowl, the rings gotta pop out, dude. You gotta eventually make it Green Lantern type ring.
Green Lantern
that flies you around, But is there anything else, man, that we're missing before we get out of here? We're over an hour in.
Yeah, I mean, we don't really have too much on offensive line because it's just so early at this point for right guard.
Hard to judge the lines when they're not hit.
Running backs. Go ahead. No, you're good.
No, that was my fault. I just hit the wrong button. My bad. Go ahead. What were you saying now?
Yeah, I don't know if you have anything to say about the running backs.
If Dylan can stay healthy, their running backs we're set, dude. I think we're set. I worry about his neck, but I think running backs, I think defensive line, even though we've heard good things about some of the guys, I think the offensive line running the ball, like when you're not hitting and you're just going through those drills, I mean, it's really hard to judge anything. You know what I mean? It just is.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
I can't say right now. It's too early. I know we got in Barkley. I really like Shipley, and if AJ Dillon could go in and if he can take hits and get through the preseason without hurting his neck, I think we're fine.
Yeah.
Do they have full pad? Yeah, full pads tomorrow. Full pads tomorrow. Any concerns at tight end? I have concerns at tight end. I don't like I mean Calcaterra a little bit, but I don't like any of the tight ends we brought in at this point.
How do you feel about How do you feel about the way they obviously have been doing preseason with the stars barely playing in like maybe just a series and having that early schedule that we have after the Cowboys when you have like a juggernaut, at least 3-4 teams.
Yeah, I think it's going to be very similar to last year. I think we're going to come out probably first quarter be rusty, and I think it'll take us a while to get going, and then we'll settle down, and then it'll be all she wrote.
Yeah,
but yeah, I don't see the Eagles playing anybody in preseason.
Yeah, no, I mean neither.
But we'll see. We'll see. We get to see the pads tomorrow, so I expect a little better day from the offense.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Definitely. Don't you ever heard? But the running back from Florida turning heads, he's a real deal. Yeah, I heard that there's some good running backs, but like I said, I it's hard for me to judge a running back when they're not getting hit. You know what I mean? And they're not in pads, and so let's see where the pads come on, how they look. I think that'll be a lot.
Stop.
That'll give us a better.
Hey, stop.
Yes. Big Dom, man, thank you for the super chat. Jihaad Campbell has defensive rookie of the year potential with Fangio. He does. I mean, he's already getting first team reps. Made a big play in the red zone yesterday. I really like. I mean, he's a lot bigger than I thought he was. So
yeah.
I think with him and Ball, man, you could have nasty linebackers. I think there's a good chance he ends up starting.
Yeah, I mean, and realistically too, they have to get a third line. Since Dean is out, they have to get a third linebacker ready and prepared. And I think Trotter's going to be that guy. They put him at the green dot already. They've had him in first team already.
He's played well. He's done really good plays. He has. So
yeah,
people think, oh, it's either Campbell. That means Trotter's a bust. No, Campbell's just franchise material, and I think Trotter is pretty good himself.
Yeah.
So, anyways, guys, we're gonna get out of here. We got to both get up early tomorrow to stream practice.
Yes.
6 o'clock in the morning for me. Jeez, I have to go to bed like it. I'm tired thinking about it. Like 9 o'clock. Get up at 6 in the morning. I'm gonna be a zombie tomorrow.
Yeah, same.
But it is what it is. Thank you guys so much for being here. We are going to get out of here.
Yes, appreciate it, guys.
Philly Shakedown is back. Football is back. Thursday, you got a game, and I'm all about it. With that said, peace. We out.
Peace.
2 minutes to go. You have plenty of time.
Come on.
Oh, shit! Dad! No!
It's over. It's over. This game is over. Cut it off. It's over.
Fuck.
Congratulations, Green Bay. Congratulations, Green Bay. Congratulations, Green Bay.
I said run the ball.
Congratulations, Green Bay. Dak Prescott, you need to be fired today. That was on you, Dak. That was on you, Dak. That was on you, Dak.
I said run the ball.
That was on Dak Prescott. Trying to defend the CeeDee Lamb. Trying to defend the CeeDee Lamb. You trying to defend the CeeDee Lamb. You got to give it to CeeDee Lamb. God. It's over. It's over, Dak. Put Trey Lance in the game. Trey Lance can't do worse than you.
I'm an idiot because I buy into this shit. Because here's the thing. I am a grown-ass man. And I talk the talk. It is killing me.
I feel it coming. I feel like it's going to take Jerry Jones taking. Cut it off. It's over.